I guess the third part here, working with lines. So this is review part 3. So this one has an assignment as opposed to a quiz with it. Just first off, you just look at plotting points. So side to side, up and down. First number is where you go left or right. And the second number is where you go up or down. Negative means left. Positive means right. And then for the second number, so this is the x value and the y value. But for the y value, a positive means go up. The negative means go down. So kind of cut that off there. So I want to go left, right, left 8, up 2, boom. Left 6, up 5, left 9, down 9. Boop, boop. Over here, left 10, down 8, right 7, down 5, right 5, up 2. Okay, so those are just plotted points. Your equation is y equals mx plus b for a line. There's your slope, and there's your y-intercept. Okay, so when you look here, the rate of change of the slope is the first number. So as long as you have them in order, so it's the something x plus something else. So what's in front of the x is minus 5, so you have a slope of minus 5, which would mean that the line is going down. It's getting smaller, left to right, and b is 7, so that's just that. This one here, what's in front of the x? It's a 7, and then what's added on the end here, or what's the intercept here? It's just going to be 0. Okay, so that is that. Don't get tricked up by that. Here, if you're going to graph these, you start off with the intercept, which is 5. So you go up to 5, it's plus 5. And then your slope is minus 2. So we know that m is minus 2 and b is 5. It's easier to start with the 5 first. So you find this point here, and then minus 2 says you go over 1, down 2. Okay? It's over 1, usually, unless you have a fraction like over here. And then how much you go up or down is determined by this number. It's down because it's negative, and the value of it is 2. So you go over 1, down 2. You plot that point. This is a little messy here. And then you just have 2 points, connect those 2 points, and there's your line. Okay, put arrows on the end, and you're good. This one here, you're going to start off with your b is negative 2, so you start down here. And over here, I said you usually go over 1 and then up or down, whatever. But if there's a fraction, you're going to go over, I messed this up, over 2 and then up 3. So you go over 2 and then up 3. So it looks something like this. Okay, so my drawing is not right on that one. Okay, so over 2, up 3 for that slope. Okay, you could change it to 1.5 and then say over 1, up 1.5. That's a little uglier though. Okay, so your line will look something like that. There. What's the rate of change? And what's the initial value? So the rate of change, you ask yourself what's going on here. That's going plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. It's going up 3 every time. Okay, so it's the first difference. So how do you go from here to here? You add 3, you add 3, you add 3. You could take any point and subtract the point in front of it. So 6 subtract 3 is 3, 9 subtract 6 is 3, 3 subtract 0 is 3. That's how you get that. The initial value is the value here. It's when x is 0, so the initial value is negative 3. So if I was to write this as an equation, it'd be this. It'd be this. Okay, there's my change is 3, and my initial value is minus 3. So don't get confused, a lot of 3's here. But that minus 3 is from here. That 3 is from the rate of change. This rate of change here is you're going up 8 every time, but notice you're going up 8 when you move up 2 here. So you have to divide that out here. So you're going up 8, up 8, up 8, up 8, or sorry, down 8, down 8, down 8, down 8. So minus 8, but that's for every 2. So for every 1, you would go down 4. So we don't have the points here, but if I did have 1 here, earlier, if I went up by 1 here to go from 2 to 3, I would go to negative 6. So it's minus 4, minus 4, minus 4. And the question is, what is the value here when this is 0? Well, you kind of have to work backwards, right? So if we're going up, if we're going down 8 for every 2 here, then if we were starting at 0, we'd go in this direction, which would mean we'd go up 8, so we start off with 6. Okay, so that's consistent because now I go from 6 to minus 2, that's minus 8. I go from minus, and my other guys are still minus 8. So my initial value would be 6. So if this was a line, I'd have minus 4x plus 6 would be my equation. Okay, and then off a graph, you're just going to get the initial value here, which is 5. And then you look at the slope and you say, how do you get this? You just take two points and figure out how far you have to go over. So I found this point and this point are the two easiest to look at. And you say, how much did I go up or down? I went down 6. So initially you might say my slope is -6, but I went down 6 when I went over 2. So this is your up and down, and this is your side to side, okay? So this is always going to be positive on the bottom because we're always moving to the right. So I went over 2, but to get there, I went down 6 when I moved over 2. You could go down over 1 if you wanted to make this 1, but I found it a little easier to read these points. Up to you. Anyway, so the rate of change is the slope. The rate of change or the slope do the same thing is -3, and you know it's negative because you're going down. That's another thing. And the initial value was 5 because that's where I started off with. This final one here, you want to come up with the equation. So again, you need the intercept. So the intercept is 1. So the initial value here is where do you hit the y-axis? It's 1, so that's how you get this b. And you ask yourself, what is this? Well, again, look up here. I want to know how much I go up and down and divide that by how much I have to go over. And my 2 points here, I'm going to take this point and this point here, and I went up 2 over 4. So it's up 2 over 4. 2 over 4 is 1/2. That's how I got this as my slope, 1/2. Good. So that's that. And we know it's positive also. There's no mistakes here. It's positive because the line is going that way. Negative goes that way. And that's it. You get the final answers here. And that's it. Take care.